G'day everybody, welcome back to another Rosh Reviews, where today I am sitting in the all-new Hyundai I20N. This is a little hot hatch, got a 1.6 liter, 4-cylinder up front, makes about 150 kilowatts, about 275 newton meters. Does have an overboost feature, gives us about 304 newton meters in ideal conditions. Today, we're going to review this car and we're going to launch it right now. So we are going to chuck it into its N mode. We do have launch control in this car, so we are just going to set the RPMs, activate it, reset our draggy, put this car in first, and let's see what this thing will get. Claimed at 6.2, but let's see if we can get that. Go, go, go. Come on! I've been trying to get the best launch for a very long time. Let's hope that one did it. That felt a little bit stronger, but we did, definitely make use of that Torsen LSD up front. Let's have a look at the time. 7.2 seconds, and I have been consistently getting 7.2 seconds on this back road today. It is claimed a whole second faster than that, and maybe on the right road conditions, you can get that, but definitely on this back road, it's pulling around that 7-second mark. So not as quick as they claimed, but this thing is still a whole lot of fun, as we are about to find out. Now this I20N is sitting on 18-inch alloy wheels with bespoke Pirelli P0 tires here, and I gotta tell you guys, again, coming around these real tight hairpins, this car handles so well. It only weighs about 1,200 kilos, which actually is a little bit heavy. I did think this was going to be a little bit less, but my God, you get into these real tight hairpins and you can just bend so much confidence. Oh! And you know, on the right road, this is an absolute hoot. It really is. The gearbox is really easy to use. It doesn't quite have enough, excuse me, full send. Woo! It just holds the corner, wow. And yeah, it really does give you a cool illumination in the gauge cluster as well. I quite like that. That is new for the I20N here. And yeah, look, the gearbox again, sorry. Let me compose myself in the I20N here once again. It's good. You know, it's not fantastic. It is a little bit light feeling, so, you know, it doesn't really feel like you're really moving it all that much, but it is easy to get into gear. The throws are not too bad. They're not the shortest in the world, but they're not the longest either. It's just nice and easy to use. The clutch pedal is easy. The seating position is really good. You know, you've got tons of headroom in this car. It actually does really feel roomy in this small little I20N. Now I'm gonna ask you guys, leave in the comments, what do you think of the way this I20N sounds? Because the I30N sounds absolutely fantastic. I love an obnoxious exhaust, and that I30 is loud. This I20N, I had higher hopes for it. It's definitely nowhere near as loud as the I30N, though it still has a little bit of a bark. It's mainly on the downshifts that you get those little pops, but put it in the comments. What do you think? Have a listen to this. Let's just quickly touch on some of the bad points of this car, because there are a couple of things here that I gotta mention. First off, as soon as I sat in this car, I really had trouble adjusting to these pedals. Now, I know some reviewers have been saying it's a perfect pedal position. I don't think so. I really feel like these pedals are a lot higher up than they need to be, and they are very squishy. The clutch release point is quite high, so I always find myself in an uncomfortable position with my foot angled all the way up. If they hadn't been adjustable, that really would have improved my position here with my feet. Now this brings us to one other bad point of this car. Because of that Torsen LSD up front, which gives us great grip, and you know, the steering is fantastic in this car. This turning circle though, it is atrocious. It's really bad. Let's get on it though. And yeah, it's really when you let off, once you're around that 4,000 mark, you can hear this thing kind of pop. It's not bad. It's definitely not the I20N though. But this car does have soul, and it has life in it, which is great. And it really does have some character, and it is playful. It's fun to drive fast, and it's fun to drive hard, which is exactly what you want in a fun little hot hatch. Now, just before we continue with this I20N, guys, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button and click the bell notifications so you get updated on all our weekly uploads. Mate, we only have a little 1.6 liter up front, but my goodness, it's got some grunt. But you really can forgive this car because, again, it is so playful. It likes to be abused, and again, the handling is out of this world. It is seriously on Type R level. You know, I previously just reviewed the Honda S2000. That has a perfect 50-50 weight distribution. It's a 22-year-old gem, and this thing handles just as good, if not better. And that is a real testament to this I20N. It is honestly, it's better than the I30N in terms of handling. This car, it's ridiculously good. The ride, it is a little bit bumpy. You know, it's firm, but it isn't terrible. You can live with this thing, and it does have adjustable dampers depending on what drive mode you are in. But even in N mode, I could live with this thing. I've been driving it all week, and it's comfortable enough. It doesn't have quite enough grunt to really pull it hard, but it's really reminding me of a Honda, like of a Type R, like that S2000 I recently did, because it's not stupidly fast, but this thing is stupidly fun. Oh yeah, this is good. And I absolutely love the fact that Hyundai includes all these little track apps, because this is exactly what I say to manufacturers. We want these little things. You know, it's so small, and you know, it's so easy for them to do this. Why don't they do this in every performance car? Like, it's so cool. It tells you what gear you're in, you know, your RPMs on a big line, like your speed, your gears. You got lap timers in here. This thing will use GPS to know exactly where you are on the track, give you your times automatically. You know, you got your engine temps, oil temps, throttle, brake. You can customize some of the modes here, so you actually have custom modes that you can do. So you can put everything in N mode and put the dampers in comfort. And you know, you got G meters, launch control. It's really fun, and this is how you do it. You gotta do this stuff, and I applaud Hyundai for doing this stuff. It's magic. Not to mention, just when you sit in this thing, you know, it feels pretty premium. You know, look, there's a lot of hard touch plastic around the joint, but everything you touch, your steering wheel, straight out the I30N, leather wrapped, really nice feeling in the hands. You know, your shifter, again, just leather wrapped, feels really good, shifts nice. The seats, they are so nice. These seats, they really do hug you. They've got beautiful stitching in them, like leather with just cloth in the middle. It's fantastic. It really is. It's all you need. And then Hyundai have nailed it. I absolutely love the interior of this car. Just simple. It's got the apps. It's got a good infotainment system. This is all we want. And when Hyundai was in the kitchen cooking up this I20N, boy, mate, they got this recipe just about 100%. You know, look, the handling of this car, it is just so perfect. The steering weight, the seats, like the shifter, it's a 6-speed manual. They included the track apps. They've given it some soul. They gave it some life. They put a decent exhaust on it to give it at least some little chirps and pops and bangs, which is nice. And then they must have just tripped, and the Rev Hang bottle just flooded the recipe, because, man, it is the single worst thing of this car. You get it up, and look, it just hangs. And it just hangs and hangs and hangs and hangs and hangs forever. Even if you were really high up on the rev range, you know, we're at 5,000 RPM, 5,000 RPM, okay, 4.5, 4.2, 4.1, 4, okay, 4, 3.9. I'm not joking. Like, this thing hangs really, really bad. And unfortunately, I don't know if there's going to be a mod or a tune you can upgrade this to kind of eliminate that rev hang. It's really the biggest negative of this car. And if this car didn't have such terrible rev hang, it would be absolutely perfect minus the pedal position. But besides those two things, this car is so much fun. And, you know, for on-road around that 36 grand mark, this is a bargain. You know, it's definitely not as fun as the i30N. It's not as good as the i30N. It's just not. But for a cheap alternative, pretty good on fuel. You know, this thing is claimed at like 6.7 liters per 100 Ks. I've been actually averaging around that 8.5 liter range, and that's impressive because I'm thrashing this thing all through town, and it's still giving me about 8.5, 9 liters, which is good. For a fun city little hot hatch, without a doubt, this is the one you guys want to get. And the fact this car has all the comforts you would ever want. You know, we got Bluetooth audio, satellite navigation, good infotainment system, blind spot monitoring, reverse camera, cruise control. It's ridiculous. You know, it even got lane keep assist on this car. Every feature you would want. You know, wireless charging pad down here. We got 2 USB chargers down there also. It's just really well kitted out, this car, and it only comes one way, which Hyundai, again, is doing it right. Now I'm going to finish the video off here today. This i20N is a fantastic package. For 36 grand on road, I don't think you can get much better than this. It's got some rev hang, does have weird pedals, but besides that, this thing handles so damn well. The level of luxury, the kit you get in this car, it's fantastic, and Hyundai should really be proud of themselves. So, hope you guys did enjoy this i20N review. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you're new here. We will see you on that next video.